You're watching the live stream of Albion College basketball. We're going to send it down to the PA announcer and get this thing underway. Test. Test. I don't know if you want to like test.
Test.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give us just a little bit of time while we fix this technical difficulty. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we apologize for that. We're off and running here at Kresge Gymnasium. The Trine Thunder coming to challenge the Albion Britain as Juwan Perry drives the lane and puts the first 2 points on the board for the Britons. Nick Bowman's going to find himself with the ball. He puts it through the net. 2 points for the Thunder. Cortez Garland is going to take this ball down and start the possession for the Britons. Passes out to the left wing to Juwan Perry. Looks for a pass, tries to find Mark Toko. He does. Toko at the top of the key. Passes down the right side to Cortez Garland, who started this possession. Cortez looking for some kind of a lane. Tries to drive the ball inside to Devin Holmes. Holmes wants to try to back down Bowman as he's just about double covered. Forces a shot up under duress. It misses. Rebounded by Caden Ebling, who passes it back out to Mark Toko at the three-point line, who puts 3 on the board for Albion. Aiden Warjek is going to pass inside to Nick Bowman, and Nick Bowman is going to put that ball in the net, even with some contact. And that foul for Albion is going to be on 11, Cortez Garland. Last year's MIAA Defensive Player of the Season. Devin Holmes inbounds the ball to Cortez Garland. Trine's going to try to press right away. Nick Bowman's going to get in Garland's face. He passes across the court to Toko. Toko trying to look for some kind of a play, some kind of an opening. Toko's not afraid to drive the lane in the pass. Tries to throw a pass over there to Juwan Perry, and we've got a kick ball. So Albion will bring it in from the sideline. Juwan Perry inbounds. Mark Toko leaps in the air. Finds the ball in his hands. He looks to Coach May. He's going to call out a play, give the ball to Caden Ebling at the top of the three-point line. He passes to the left to Juwan Perry. Perry wants to drive the lane, but he's stopped. Passes to Devin Holmes, who looks like he's going to drive. Fakes, passes to Caden Ebling, and they find a couple more. Connor Jones trying to find some space. He's guarded tightly by Devin Holmes. Holmes is going to pass it down the right side to Bryce Williams. Bryce Williams finds Bowman. Bowman finds Jones. Jones is going to find Brent Cox, who puts up a three-pointer. Looks to be very close to the line, but the referees all say that was 3. Garland's going to try to make his way past Bowman, find some space. Bowman playing heads-up defense. He passes to Holmes, who passes inside to a wide-open Caden Ebling, and Caden Ebling scores another bucket for the Brits. Aiden Warjeka driving down the left side. He passes inside to Brent Cox, who puts a basket in the air, but it soars long of the rim. Cortez Garland tries to pass to Juwan Perry on the left side. That ball's deflected by Bowman. And Trine's going to make a substitution as Emmanuel Manglanglo comes into the game. Juwan Perry looking for an inbound pass. He passes long, finds Cortez Garland. Garland's going to try to find some space. He's backed down by Nick Bowman. Nick Bowman, nothing short of a threat on defense. And he finds himself with a steal. Bowman trying to make his way into the lane. He puts up a layup under heavy contact, misses the layup, but he does find a foul. And that's just another steal in the stat line for Nick Bowman for Trine. Bowman currently leading the Trine Thunder with 3 steals per game so far in the 8 games they've played this season. Warjek is going to look for an inbound pass. He finds Brent Cox. Cox looks for a shot and then looks again. We've got some kind of a violation. 3-second violation on the Thunder. Ball's going to go Britt's way. And during that last dead ball, the Brits also subbed in Jalen Ross. Jalen, a senior from Clinton Township, played at Chippewa Valley High School. And Mark Toko is going to start this possession. He passes to Caden Ebling. Ebling wants to work his way inside. He's double covered. He shoots over both of them, and he finds another basket. We know that one man is often not enough to keep Caden Ebling from scoring, but sometimes 2 isn't enough either. Nick Bowman loses the ball. It's picked up by Magnanglo. And a 3-pointer is put into the air by Bryce Williams, and he's going to knock that down. Mark Toko passes to Devin Holmes. Passes to Juwan Perry on the right wing. The Trine bench is up trying to communicate to their team. Jalen Ross finds himself with the ball. He passes to Caden Ebling at the top of the key. Passes to the right side to Juwan Perry. Passes top of the key to Jalen Ross. He looked for a shot. Decided, never mind. Devin Holmes passes across the court to Mark Toko, who tries to pass inside to Caden Ebling. It's broken up by Bryce Williams. And they're going to give that ball to Aiden Warjeka. Warjeka looks for a pass. He finds Bryce Williams, who finds Bowman. They find Brent Cox and eventually work the ball back to Bowman, who wants to find a lane, but he's simply stopped. However, he's going to pass inside to Aiden Warjeka, who finds an easy bucket. Mark Toko and Coach May are going to work out some kind of a play. They can't figure out what exactly they want to do. So Coach May is going to call a timeout and figure it out. And Coach May is heated. Coach May has had enough of what he's seen just a few minutes into this game. And he's not afraid to let the boys know it. That'll be a 30-second timeout by Coach May. Coming out of the timeout, Mark Toko finds himself with the ball. He passes to Justin Maccabee, who sees his first action of the game. He gives it back to Toko. Toko wants to find a lane. He instead passes to Maccabee. Maccabee passes on the left side to Juwan Perry. Perry tries to drive himself through the lane, and he's met. So he tries to pass back to Toko, and instead that ball is stolen by Nick Bowman, who throws down a dunk for the Thunder. The Thunder clearly looked confident that Bowman was going to make something happen on that play because they hardly moved from the defensive zone. Maccabee forces the ball inside to Juwan Perry, and Perry puts up an answer. 2 points circling through the net. 14:05 left to go in this first half. The Trine Thunder currently lead 15-13 over the Britons. Magnanglo finds himself with the ball. He gives it to Williams. Williams gives it to 35, Mitchell Geller. And Geller's going to find Magnanglo inside, and he puts 2 on the board for the Thunder. So we've got a 4-point game with a little under 14 minutes to go. Toko's going to slow things down, put some thought behind this possession. Quentin Armstrong seeing his first action of the game. He's going to try to set a pick. Toko's going to try to stand up Magnanglo. Passes to Maccabee, back to Toko. Toko forcing himself into the lane. He puts up a floater. He doesn't find the basket, but he does find a foul. That foul is going to be on Bowman. So Toko will go to the line for the Britons. Subbing into the game for the Thunder will be 11, Reese McGinsey. And subbing into the game for the Brits is going to be 34. That shot misses. Quentin Armstrong chasing it down, trying to grab it. Instead, it's grabbed by 25 for Trine. That ball's eventually worked back to McGinsey. McGinsey passes to Bowman. Bowman, the ball eventually finds its way to Mangnanglo. McGinsey on the three-point line, passes inside to Bowman. Bowman wants to force his way past multiple defenders. Lots of contact, and a foul is called. Bowman is still going to make that shot. And that foul is going to be on Jalen Ross. Toko looks to inbound the ball for the Britons. He finds Maccabee, gives it straight back to Toko. Trine's going to look to press right away. Aiden Warjeka, no doubt, looking for a half-court violation on defense. Jalen Ross is going to work his way around the Thunder. He finds the ball back in Toko's hands. Toko wants to stand up Warjeka. Jalen Ross currently with the ball. Heavy defense being played on him. And Trine's going to force a jump ball on that play. And the Brits are going to work their way inside. And an offensive foul will be called on the Brits. Trine's trying to work some ball movement around the three-point line. Brent Cox is going to heave up a three-pointer. It's going to miss off the rim. Last touch by the Thunder. So the Brits will take over with possession. Mark Toko is going to bring the ball up. Ball is heaved in the air by the Brits, and that's going to fall short of the net, resulting in an air ball. Rebounded by the Thunder. And that ball eventually is going to find itself in the hands of Mitchell Geller, resulting in 2 more points for the Thunder. Jalen Ross is going to force the ball up in the air, trying to find a couple more points, a little bit of desperation. And a foul is going to be called on Trine. So Jalen Ross will find himself at the free throw line. Ross will make the first as Frederick Garland is going to come in the game. Frederick Garland, of course, the younger brother of Cortez Garland. And that ball bounces off of the rim. Rebounded by Caden Ebling. Ebling wants to force his way past defenders, and he puts 2 on the board for Albion. Bryce Williams finds himself with the ball. He passes to Brent Cox. Cox passes on the right wing. That ball is eventually picked up by the Britons. Caden Ebling will give it to Frederick Garland. Garland looking to size up Warjeka. He passes to Ebling. Ebling passes to Maccabee. Jalen Ross wanted to pass inside. Maccabee didn't want that one. Caden Ebling's going to give it back to Jalen Ross. Jalen Ross looking to stand up Bryce Williams. Maybe going to move past him. Maybe find some space. He finds Justin Maccabee on the three-point line. Maccabee's going to work his way past the defenders and puts out the floater. And that ball's in the basket. But they look to be calling an offensive foul on Maccabee. So Maccabee forces a highly contested two-pointer. But the refs say that it was not without forcing too much contact himself. Aiden Warjeka going to force his way past Garland. Finds Cox on the three-point line. Cox finds Bryce Williams. Williams stood up by Jawan Perry. Warjeka finds himself with the ball. He gives it down the right side and gets it back right away. That ball eventually is tried to work to Nick Bowman. And that ball finds its way out of bounds, and the Brits will take it for themselves. Jawan Perry finds himself looking for some kind of a pass. He passes to Justin Maccabee, who jumps in the air and grabs it. Maccabee's going to give it to Frederick Garland. Garland gives it back to Maccabee. Maccabee to Perry on the right wing. Jawan Perry gives it back to Caden Ebling. Ebling wants to work his way around. He's fouled. Looks to be by Aiden Warjeka, number 3 for Trine. It is indeed Warjeka with that foul. Jawan Perry, the senior from Gary, Illinois, he's going to look for a pass. Frederick Garland's going to force up a floater over some contact, bounces off the rim a couple times before it eventually finds itself in Trine's hands. And Trine has a three-pointer on the way from Christian Knox, and that ball's going to miss just a little bit long of the rim. Jody May looks to be drawing up a few new plays, trying to give a few new looks to his team. Trine currently leading 22-17, 9:51 to go here in the first half as Frederick Garland brings the ball up the court. He finds Jalen Ross on the left side. Ross gives the ball to Justin Maccabee. Maccabee looking for some space, doesn't find it, guarded tightly by Brent Cox. And he hands the ball off to Jalen Ross. Ross gives it to Caden Ebling at the top of the three-point line. Ebling wants to force his way inside. He puts the ball up, bounces off of the backboard, off of the rim, and then rebounded by Jawan Perry. Perry wants to force up a shot himself, and he's going to be fouled. That foul comes from number 11, Reese McGinsey. So Jawan Perry will shoot from the free throw line. The first is good. Mark Toko is going to sub his way back into the game for the Britons, while Mitchell Geller and Emmanuel Magnanglo also sub into the game for Trine. Devin Holmes is also going to sub himself into the game. Justin Maccabee is going to take a seat. And that ball drops. Reese McGinsey taking the ball up the court for the Thunder. He's going to hand that off to Bryce Williams, who gives it to Magnanglo. Magnanglo finds Bowman. Bowman's going to pull up a three-pointer. That three-point shot didn't matter if it went in or stayed out, because Trine have a Thunder foul coming from Emmanuel Magnanglo. So as a result, Mark Toko will carry the ball into the offensive zone. He fires a pass down the lane to Caden Ebling. Ebling fakes, draws a jump from the defender, and then goes up and draws a foul. And that's going to be another foul on Emmanuel Magnanglo. Magnanglo with 2 fouls in just a matter of a few seconds. Caden Ebling steps to the line for the Brits. The first one falls just short. The second attempt for Ebling is on the way, and it's through the net. Caden Ebling on the season, currently shooting 83.3% from the charity line. As Warjeka finds Bryce Williams for a pass at the top of the key. He's going to work it to the left side. The ball's eventually back in Warjeka's hands. Bryce Williams finds himself with the ball on the right side. He passes further right to Nick Bowman. Bowman finds Magnanglo. Magnanglo finds Warjeka. Warjeka tries to force his way past Caden Ebling, but Caden Ebling says, no way. Bryce Williams tries to throw up a shot, but he's blocked by Juwan Perry, and Bryce Williams wants to drive the lane. And we got a shot clock violation on the Thunder. Coming into this game, the Brits were only averaging 1 block per game, but Juwan Perry finds a very important block for the Brits early in this one. Mark Toko finds himself with the ball. He works it inside to Juwan Perry, who works it across the basket to Caden Ebling, who throws 2 points down for the Brits, and the Thunder have to call a timeout. Connor Jones bringing the ball across for the Thunder. He finds Bowman, and the ball eventually finds itself with Brent Cox. Cox gives it back to Connor Jones. Connor Jones finds Nick Bowman on the right side. Bowman had some passes, but he wants to drive the lane instead, and he works 2 points past Jalen Ross. Caden Ebling finds himself under the basket with the ball. He shoots a fadeaway, misses off of the rim. It's going to be rebounded by Bowman. And Bowman's going to fire down to Connor Jones, who tries to force it inside to Brent Cox. It's deflected by Devin Holmes, eventually rebounded by Mark Toko. Mark Toko looks to be setting something up for Albion. Devin Holmes passes the ball back to Mark Toko. Mark Toko looks to be trying to pick up some kind of a pace and force a rhythm for the Brits. Jalen Ross eyeing down his defender. That ball is eventually going to be stolen by Mitchell Geller. And Geller forced his way past Ross and put 2 on the board for the Thunder. Tough shot, just forced an underhand floater up there, but he still found the basket. Nate Carbo is going to sub his way into the game for Trine, as Devin Holmes and Mark Toko look to be trying to start some kind of a possession and see what they can find for the Britons. 7 minutes, 5 seconds left to go here at Kresge Gymnasium in the first half. Trine currently leading the Britons 26-22. Juwan Perry instead is going to bring this ball up for the Britons. Ball eventually finds itself with Devin Holmes. Devin Holmes looks for some kind of space. Quentin Armstrong wants to set some kind of a pick, and that ball is eventually going to find itself with Marco Lucchesi, and the Thunder force a turnover as Bowman works a fast break, forces a shot up. It hits the bottom of the rim. It's going to be rebounded by Quentin Armstrong, and the referee's going to call it travel, and that ball is going back to the Thunder. Referee making sure to get 20 seconds on that shot clock. Reese McGinsey's going to inbound the ball for the Thunder. Nick Bowman finds himself with the ball on the right side. He passes inside to Brent Cox, and Brent Cox can't handle that one, so he tips it out of bounds. And the Brits defense will force another stop. Trine wants to force some kind of a press right away. Juwan Perry does not look intimidated. Ball's forced to Marco Lucchesi. Lucchesi looks for a pass inside. Passes to Quentin Armstrong. Armstrong wants to make a spin move. He forces up a shot. Lots of contact, but no foul. Marco Lucchesi is going to shoot a three, and he's going to drain that one for Albion. McGinsey for the Thunder stood up by Quentin Armstrong. Ball's forced inside to Brent Cox, and Brent Cox is going to put two off the glass for Trine. Devin Holmes passes on the right side to Juwan Perry, throws it across court to Lucchesi. Lucchesi pulls up another three. That's going to go off the glass, fall short. Mark Toko is going to come up with that rebound. It will stay with the Brits, 17 on the shot clock. And Toko's going to mishandle that ball. It's picked up by McKenzie. And Nick Bowman tries to force his way into the lane, and he forces an offensive foul for the Thunder. So that will go as the second foul in the book for Nick Bowman. Cortez Garland finds his way back onto the floor for the Britons. Spent a long time on the bench. He wants to get something going. Working his way around the defense, he finds Juwan Perry, who finds Marco Lucchesi, who's wide open. Misses the three-pointer just off of the rim. Devin Holmes looks to be calling for some kind of a foul during the rebound, but he's not going to get it. McGinsey finds Bryce Williams. Williams wants to force the ball inside to Brent Cox, and a foul is called on the Thunder. Brent Cox livid with the call, but no doubt that's a foul in the book for him. That's going to be Cox's second foul so far tonight. So at the moment, we have 5 Trine players with 2 fouls next to their name. Those names being Bowman, Warjeka, McGinsey, Cox, and Mangnanglo. Cortez Garland, he wants to get something started. We've got a 3-point game here, less than 5 minutes to go. He throws up a 3-pointer, bounces off of the rim and misses. Rebound's going to be on Emmanuel Mangnanglo, and that ball eventually works its way to Connor Jones. Mitchell Geller finds himself with the ball. He gives it to McGinsey. McGinsey trying to work his way around Maccabee. Maccabee says no. Ball's inside. Finds it help with Connor Jones. He tries to force a pass to Reese McGinsey. That ball bounces around. McGinsey puts his hands up, says, I didn't touch it. It goes out of bounds, and it will stay with the Thunder. Cortez Garland looking to play defense on the inbound, trying to dissect the play. Connor Jones looking for a pass. He finds a 3-pointer in Bryce Williams. Bryce Williams is going to knock down all 3 of those points for the Thunder. Maccabee will inbound to Garland. Garland looking to put some thought behind this possession, taking his time. Connor Jones looks him in the eye and says, I want to make a stop. Juwan Perry gets the ball. He passes inside to Caden Ebling. That ball is tipped by, it looked like, Magnanglo. It goes out of bounds, so the Britons will keep the ball. Jalen Ross and Mark Toko are going to sub back into the game for Albion. Score is 31-25 in favor of Trine. 3:55 left in the first half. Jody May looking to set up some kind of an inbound play. Caden Ebling finds himself with the ball. He hands it off to Mark Toko. Toko drives himself through the lane, puts up a floater, and there's a foul on the play. That foul is going to be on 35, Mitchell Geller. So Mark Toko will go back to the line. Referees are going to take a pause, talk this over, make sure everything is going right and everybody's on the same page. Mark Toko currently an 83% free throw shooter this season. He's going to miss the first. He's got one more attempt. That ball is going to miss. Bounces off the left side of the rim. Emmanuel Magnanglo is going to rebound that ball, but he's called for a travel. So Albion will get another chance before Trine gets the ball. Toko looks for Caden Ebling. Caden Ebling jumps up in the air to grab it. And Aiden Warjeka was there to break up that play. Ball eventually finds itself with Bryce Williams. Williams now controlling the ball. He looks to Mitchell Geller. Geller looks to Reese McGinsey. McGinsey back to Geller. Geller to Connor Jones. Connor Jones gives it to Warjeka. Plenty of ball movement. Bryce Williams finds himself open on the three-point line. He knocks that down and a foul on the play. So what was just a three-point game a matter of minutes ago is now a 9-point game with Trine having an opportunity to make it a 10-point game. Griffin Lorimer is going to sub into the game for the Thunder. Williams is going to make that free throw. That's a 4-point play for Williams and the Thunder. The Thunder currently shooting 73.6% from the free throw line going into this ball game. Jalen Ross on the left wing looks for a pass. Juwan Perry wanted it and eventually gets it. Mark Toko finds himself open, but he mishandles the pass and doesn't have the time to shoot. Ball finds itself with Maccabee, and Bryce Williams is going to force a steal. Reese McGinsey gives it back to Bryce Williams, who gives it to Connor Jones. Connor Jones gives it back to Reese McGinsey. McGinsey stood up by Mark Toko. Mark Toko doesn't want to let him by. No doubt a little bit of frustration for Mark Toko so far, but he's not letting it affect him too much. That ball is shot by Griffin Lorimer, rebounded by the Brits. Mark Toko wants to force some speed on this possession, and we got a foul on the Thunder. So Griffin Lorimer, who was seeing his first action of the game, is going to foul Caden Ebling underneath the basket, sending Ebling to the line. He makes the first. Brent Cox is going to return to the game for the Thunder. Caden Ebling with his second attempt. He's going to drain them both. So we've got an 8-point ball game, 2:35 left in the first half. Mark Toko wants to play heads-up defense and get started right away. Connor Jones on the right wing with the ball. Gives it to Reese McGinsey, who's going to fire up a three. That's going to bounce off of the rim. Juwan Perry could have rebounded it, but he's going to let it fall out of bounds so that the Brits can reset. Magnanglo returning to the floor for Trine. Trine looking to play some defense right away as soon as this ball is inbounded. Mark Toko looking to set something up. Gives the ball to Caden Ebling. Ebling looking for a pass. Wants to hand it off to Jalen Ross. Instead, he decides he wants to drive the lane. Now he gives it to Ross. Ross, not a lot of space to shoot. He's going to take his time. 1:58 left to go here. 5 seconds on the shot clock as Caden Ebling's going to fire up a three. It's going to bounce off of the rim. And eventually, it looked to be rebounded by Juwan Perry and then intercepted by Connor Jones. Connor Jones gives it to Reese McGinsey. McGinsey gives it to Geller. Geller gives it to Magnanglo. Magnanglo on the left side to Connor Jones. Connor Jones back to Magnanglo, who shoots a long mid-range jumper. And that's going to be rebounded by Juwan Perry, as both Perry and Jalen Ross went up for that rebound. Either way, Albion gets the ball. Caden Ebling takes a long pass and immediately jumps back in the air to put in two for the Brits. 1:09 left in the first half. 35 Trine, 29 Albion. Reese McGinsey on the left side gives it to Magnanglo at the top of the three-point line. Connor Jones now trying to work his way past Juwan Perry. He gives it to Geller. Geller gives it back to Jones on the left side. Connor Jones tries to work it inside to Geller. It's going to be tipped out of bounds by Geller. And the Britons will find themselves with the ball as Nate Carbaugh subs back into the game. Mark Toko comes across the half-court line. He gives the ball to Perry. Caden Ebling tries to set a pick and maybe even draw some contact. No call on the play. Jalen Ross is going to fire up an open three-pointer and bounce short off the rim. He gets his own rebound, tries to put up the ball. Thought maybe he was fouled and then missed, went off the rebound, and then he commits a foul. So Jalen Ross will find himself with 2 fouls. Connor Jones will shoot at the free throw line for the Thunder. Cortez Garland going to sub his way back into the game. Garland's going to talk it over with Coach May, find out exactly what they want to do. Britons would love to get something going and get a few more points on the board at the end of this half. Try to carry over some momentum into the second half. Connor Jones is going to make that shot as Maccabee inbounds to Cortez Garland. Reese McGinsey wants to play defense on Garland right away. Garland looking unfazed. He's going to dribble. The shot clock is off, so it looks like he wants to force up the last shot of the half. 11 seconds now on the clock. 37-29 in favor of Trine. Garland gives the ball to Ebling. Geller tries to strip Ebling, but Ebling fires up a floater off of the rim. It's going to be rebounded by Trine. Reese McGinsey will heave up a long prayer, and the clock will expire. So we're halfway through this one. And Trine is currently leading Albion 37-29 here at Kretzky Gymnasium. We're going to take a short break. Standard protocol, 15-minute intermission. We will resume play after the break, and we'll be back in just a few minutes with your live stream commentary. Thank you for joining us, folks. We wish that you could be here in attendance with us. But if we can't make that happen, whether you're rooting for the Brits or you're rooting for the Thunder, we're just glad you could join us virtually or in any way. So thank you, folks, and we will talk to you in a few minutes. We're ready to get started with the second half of this game. If you're just joining us, Trine ended the first half with the lead, 37-29. The Thunder were able to make 60.9% of their field goals in the first half, while also making 100% of their free throws, making 5 for 5. Nick Bowman led the Thunder in scoring in the first half with 12 points. He also added 3 steals. Caden Ebling currently leading this game in scoring with 15 points. Here we go, second half of action underway as Aiden Warjeka brings the ball into the offensive zone for the Thunder. He gives it to Bryce Williams. Williams gives it to Brent Cox. The ball eventually finds its way back with Bryce Williams. Connor Jones, Aiden Warjeka, plenty of ball movement here to start the second half for the Thunder. Bryce Williams is going to put up a shot, forces a contested shot over Juwan Perry and finds 2 points. Cortez Garland working slowly across the half-court line. Gives the ball to Juwan Perry. Juwan Perry drives inside. He's going to put up a contested layup. Misses, gets his own rebound, shoots again. He's going to miss. That ball's rebounded by Brent Cox. Connor Jones now controlling the ball for the Thunder. He gives it back to Brent Cox. Cox gives it to Aiden Warjeka. Warjeka gives it to Connor Jones. Jones looks for a pass inside. He didn't find one, so he's going to start over. Nick Bowman gives the ball to Bryce Williams. Williams knocking down 3 three-pointers in the first half, including one for a 4-point play. Bowman takes a shot over Cortez Garland, and he misses. That'll be rebounded by Caden Ebling, who gives it to Mark Toko. Toko gives it back to Ebling. Ebling gives it to Devin Holmes. The ball finds itself with Mark Toko. Toko gives it back to Devin Holmes. Holmes looks for Ebling inside, doesn't find him. Gives the ball to Juwan Perry, who's tightly guarded by Aiden Warjeka. Holmes gives it to Mark Toko. Toko's trying to make something happen. 3 seconds on the shot clock. He gives it to Caden Ebling, who forces one up, and he makes 2 points before the shot clock can expire. The Brits hoping to build on that one, and Aiden Warjeka took one too many steps before he passed that ball. That's going to be a traveling. Warjeka not happy, but also seems to know that he did in fact travel. Holmes inbounds to Garland. Garland looks to Coach May. Coach May calling some kind of a play, trying to build on that last bucket for Albion. Brits using plenty of time off that clock. Garland looks for some kind of a pass. He finds Juwan Perry. Perry back to Garland. Garland fakes a shot, goes inside, and under contest, he flips it up and under, making 2 points. Connor Jones gives it to Brent Cox, and Brent Cox will be charged with a traveling. So the Brits with 4 quick points, and they're going to try to build even further. Score currently stands 39-33 in favor of the Thunder. 17:49 left in this game as Garland brings the ball into their offensive zone. He gives some kind of a signal to Toko. Toko circles around. Garland passes to Perry. Perry gives it back to Garland. Aiden Warjeka tries to strip. Unsuccessful. Ball's work inside Caden Ebling. The ball is eventually taken by Aiden Warjeka, and a foul is called. Appears to be on Caden Ebling. That is, in fact, on Caden Ebling. So that is Ebling's first foul of this game. Warjeka passes on the right wing to Nick Bowman. Bowman finds 3 Brits ready to play defense, so he passes to Brent Cox. Cox takes a shot, misses off of the back of the rim, rebounded by Ebling. Ball finds itself with Juwan Perry, who goes inside, then slowly comes back outside. He's going to set something up. Devin Holmes with the ball on the right wing, gives it back to Garland. Garland gives the ball to Caden Ebling. Ebling hands it off to Garland. Garland tries to force himself inside. That ball appeared to be kicked, but no call was made. So the Thunder will score 2 fast break points that come courtesy of Nick Bowman. Mark Toko will start this possession for the Britons. He gives the ball on the right wing to Juwan Perry. Perry wanted a pass to Cortez Garland. He eventually finds it with a little bit of patience. And 3 points go onto the scoreboard for the Britons, courtesy of Cortez Garland. No doubt that would not have happened had it not been for Mark Toko's patience with that pass. Warjeka passes to Bryce Williams. Bryce Williams, defense being played by Juwan Perry. Nick Bowman finds himself with the ball. He forces up a long shot, and with a hand in his face, he's able to make 3 points. Very impressive shot. Nick Bowman making a 3 with Cortez Garland's hand directly in his face. If you're Cortez Garland, there's really not much more you can do on that play. It was just a good shot. Juwan Perry with the ball. He looks for Caden Nebling. He's blocked, so Perry's going to force up a shot. And instead, they're going to call an offensive foul on Juwan Perry. Juwan Perry asking a question to the ref, trying to get some clarification. Not sure if he got it. Hopefully he did. That's Juwan Perry's first foul of this contest. Brent Cox will take a seat for the Thunder. Reese McGinsey going to come into the game as he looks to take an inbound pass from Nick Bowman. Trine 44, Albion 36, 15:40 left in this game as Reese McGinsey controls the ball, eventually passes to Bryce Williams, who passes to an open Nick Bowman, who shoots up a 3 and misses, but it's rebounded by Brent Cox. Cox passes out to Bryce Williams, who also misses. And Nick Bowman's going to jump in the air and tip that ball in off of the miss. A foul was also called. So Nick Bowman looks to be going to the line at an attempt for a 3-point play. Referees, all three coming together, trying to get on the same page, trying to make the correct call. So that basket will count. However, that foul on Cade Nebling was on the rebound and not on the shot. So it will be 2 points, but they will not get the attempt at the 3-point play. It just counts as a foul. Correction, that foul is not on Cade Nebling. It was on a Trine player. We will learn more about that and keep you posted. Justin Maccabee hands the ball off to Cortez Garland. Garland works his way past Brent Cox and forces up a mid-range jumper. Rattles around the rim and misses. That will be rebounded by Bryce Williams for the Thunder. He gives the ball to Reese McGinsey, who gives it back to him on the other end of the court. Brent Cox finds himself with the ball. He gives it to Nick Bowman, who's guarded by Jalen Ross. The pass to Geller. Geller passes back to Bowman, who passes to Cox inside. Cox tries to force a pass underneath, and he shoots one. It's deflected by the rim, rebounded by Justin Maccabee. On the other end of the court, Garland passes to Ross. Ross looks for some kind of a pass. He gives it to Justin Maccabee. Maccabee looks for a pass inside. He doesn't like what he sees, so he's going to hand that ball off to Cortez Garland. Bryce Williams wants to play defense on Garland. Garland says challenge accepted. He passes out to Justin Maccabee, who shoots a 3 and misses off the front of the rim. Another rebound by Bryce Williams. Reese McGinsey's going to give the ball back to Bryce Williams. Williams gives it to Brent Cox, who's guarded by Cade Nebling on the 3-point line. Ball finds itself with Nick Bowman. Bowman gives it to Geller. Geller drew some contact. Justin Maccabee did fall down with that contact, but the referee said not enough there. So Trine will find 2 more points. Maccabee hands the ball off to Garland. Garland tries to force his way inside. He's met by Bryce Williams. Jalen Ross finds his way into lane, passes out wide to Cortez Garland. Garland heaves up a three. He makes that three, but it's not going to matter because these referees are going to call an offensive foul on Jalen Ross. So Jalen Ross is going to find himself with 4 fouls. We've got a timeout on the floor, and Coach May clearly unhappy with that call. He wants an explanation. Doesn't look like he's getting it. .33 left to go in this game. Trine with 48 points, Albion with 36 points. So we do have a correction, folks. We did just say that Jalen Ross has 4 fouls. He actually has 3 fouls. So Jalen Ross, the only Brit currently with 3 fouls. He's got 2 to give. Trine does not currently have anybody with 3 fouls. They do have 5 players with 2 fouls. After having 11 fouls in the first half, Trine currently only has 1 foul several minutes into the second half. Connor Jones will look to inbound the ball as the Thunder get the clock running again. Juwan Perry wants to stand up Connor Jones and play some defense. Connor Jones looks to pick up the pace. Ball is worked on the left side to Aiden Warjeka. Warjeka gives it to Cox. Cox gives it to Bowman, who slips but maintains his balance. Geller tries to force a pass. The ball is tipped, and we've got a traveling called. Mitchell Geller tried to maintain possession of the ball, but not without traveling. So Justin Maccabee will inbound the ball. Cortez Garland giving his defender that stare. He's ready to get something going offensively for the Britons. You got to think that they need something going here soon if they're going to make a run at this game. Maccabee looks for a pass. He gives it back to Garland. Garland gives it to Perry on the right side. Perry lobs one back to Cortez Garland. Garland looks for a little bit of space. He wants some kind of a pass. Instead, he's going to drive the lane. He tries to give it to Quentin Armstrong. That ball's mishandled and eventually picked up by Brent Cox. Aiden Warjeka fires it all the way down the court. And a no-look pass to Mitchell Geller inside is going to result in a Mitchell Geller dunk. And the Trine bench just loves it. Hard not to if you're the Trine bench. Jalen Ross wants to find a pass. Mitchell Geller playing stud defense. Jalen Ross gives it on the left side to Juwan Perry. Juwan Perry all the way across the court to Maccabee, and Maccabee's going to be fouled. Looks like tripped by Nick Bowman. So Nick Bowman finds himself with 3 fouls. The only Trine player with 3 fouls. And as a result, he's going to take a seat. A couple of subs onto the floor for the Thunder as Reese McGinty comes in the game for Nick Bowman. Emmanuel Magninglo comes into the game for Brent Cox. And Bryce Williams comes into the game for Connor Jones. Mitchell Geller looks for another dunk, and he's going to dunk that one too. So 4 consecutive points for the Thunder coming off of Mitchell Geller dunks. Quentin Armstrong working the ball inside. He passes outside to Jalen Ross. Jalen Ross tries to pass. Pass back inside. It's deflected by Mitchell Geller and taken by the Thunder. Bryce Williams now passes to Geller. Geller thinks about a shot, instead hands it off to Warzecha. Warzecha gives it back to Geller, and Geller passes back to Warzecha at the top of the three-point line. He fakes, goes inside, tries to pass it to Mangnanglo inside, but it's deflected out of bounds, so the Brits will take the ball. As they also bring a couple of subs into the game. Frederick Garland, along with Chance Crittenden. On the court for the Brits, Justin Maccabee, Frederick Garland, Chance Crittenden, Jalen Ross, Quentin Armstrong. On the floor for the Thunder, Aiden Warzecha, Bryce Williams, Reese McGincy, Brent Cox, and Mitchell Geller. Ross finds himself trying to drive the lane. He stops, so he backs out, gives the ball to Justin Maccabee. Maccabee gives it back to Ross. Ross wants to put up a three-pointer and knock down a triple for the Brits. Warzecha passes to Williams at the top of the three-point line. That ball's deflected, but Williams keeps the ball, gives it to Warzecha, who juggles the ball a little bit after some defense by Frederick Garland. Ball eventually finds itself in the hands of Brent Cox, who misses a three-pointer. Ball's rebounded by Jalen Ross, who gives it to Frederick Garland. Garland gives it to Maccabee, who fires up a three-pointer. That one's going to fall short and be rebounded by Warzecha. A couple of Brits on defense. Brent Cox is going to put up a fast break layup and miss, but he is fouled, and the refs are putting up an X. They're going to talk it over, make sure that they agree on this call, make sure they've got it right, keep everyone communicating. So that foul is going to be on Frederick Garland, and it's going to be 2 shots for the Thunder. Brent Cox will take those shots. He's going to miss the first. Second attempt on the way. And he makes that one. And now the Thunder will keep the ball. They're also going to sub in Nick Bowman and Connor Jones. Bowman subbing back into the game. Remember, currently has 3 fouls by his name. 10:29 left to go here at Kresge Gymnasium. Trine in control of this game, 53-39. Reese McKenzie finds himself with the ball around the three-point arc. Passes to Brent Cox. Passes to the right side to their points leader, Nick Bowman. Give and go. Bowman finds himself with the ball at the top of the free throw line and puts up a jumper. Knocks it down after rattling around the rim. Frederick Garland wants to get something going here for the Brits on this possession. Looks to be communicating with Quentin Armstrong. Gives Armstrong the ball. Armstrong working his way around. Passes to Crittenden. Crittenden wants to take a shot. Thinks again. He takes a mid-range jumper and knocks it down. Crittenden puts 2 points on the board for Albion. Connor Jones wants to work a possession here quickly and push the pace. He gives the ball to Brent Cox. Brent Cox passes down to the right side. Jalen Ross tries to break it up. He's called for a foul, and he can't believe it. So that is, in fact, Jalen Ross's 4th foul. The Britons tonight, no doubt, missing one of their starters. MJ Barnes has been on the bench for this one. MJ Barnes, who normally starts for Albion, missing this game with some kind of an injury. Will no doubt be beneficial for the Britons when Barnes can come back. Nick Bowman tries to shoot, and Quentin Armstrong goes up for the block. He's called for a foul. So Bowman will shoot. And he drops the first. If the Britons are going to make a run at this one, you got to think that their offense has to put something on the board here soon. Quentin Armstrong inbounds to Frederick Garland. Nick Bowman looking to play some defense. Garland passes to Jalen Ross. And they're going to call a 10-second half-court violation. Jalen Ross doesn't appear to agree with the call, but Jalen Ross is not the one with a whistle. So Jalen Ross will find himself a seat on the bench, no doubt frustrated. Quentin Armstrong will also take a seat on the bench, and the Britons will sub in Cortez Garland and Caden Ebling. Warjeka passes to Mitchell Geller. Geller passes to Connor Jones. Connor Jones, Crittenden playing some defense on him. He eventually passes to Bowman. Passes down the right side to Age Warjeka. Warjeka, eventually the ball finds itself being taken with a mid-range jumper by Mitchell Geller. It's missed. No clear rebound on that play. Bowman forces the ball back in bounds, but there's a call on the floor. We're not exactly sure what it is yet. Call appears to be timeout Trine. Aiden Warjeka called that timeout for the Thunder, and it's going to be a 30-second timeout. Trine currently finds themselves ranked the number 6 team in the country among Division III schools. Definitely a dominant performance so far tonight. But as we've said before about Coach Jody May, you can't count him out until the buzzer sounds. Aiden Warjeka passes on the right wing to Connor Jones. Connor Jones works inside, passes to the three-point line in Mengnenglo. Ball finds itself with Nick Bowman. Cortez Garland playing some defense. He forces a missed jumper. Frederick Garland looking to push the tempo, looking to push some offense. He gives the ball on the right side to McAbee. McAbee forces further right to Crittenden. Crittenden passes inside to Caden Ebling, who tries to put up a jumper, and he's blocked by Mengnenglo. Mengnenglo going to get that block and a rebound. Ball now finds itself with Trine's leading scorer, Nick Bowman. Bowman passes to Geller. Geller passes to Connor Jones. Connor Jones being guarded by Chance Crittenden. He passes to Aiden Warjeka. Warjeka is going to fake a shot and draw the defense from Justin McAbee so that he can pass to Mitchell Geller for an easy bucket. Cortez Garland looking for some kind of an option. He passes to his younger brother, Frederick. Frederick looked for some kind of option. He gives it back to his older brother. And Cortez Garland going to give it to Caden Ebling, who hands it straight back to him. He's going to take a three-pointer, and he's going to knock 1, 2, 3, all of those points down. (59-44) in favor of the Thunder. 7:30 left to go in this contest as Bowman passes on the left wing, and Justin McAbee tries to tip the ball. Connor Jones tries to drive inside. He passes to Geller, and that ball is intercepted by Justin McAbee. Heads-up defense on that play. Caden Ebling with an easy layup on the fast break. Britton's trying to make some noise here late in this game. They don't want the curtain to close just yet. Nick Bowman's going to try to answer. He passes to Aiden Warjeka. Frederick Garland trying to play some defense. Frederick Garland put his hand all over the ball. And he can't believe it, but he's called for a foul. Had to be more than just that hand playing a role in that call. So Aiden Warjeka will go to the line for the Thunder. Warjeka currently an 80% free throw shooter heading into this game as he knocks the first one down. Mark Toko and Jawan Perry coming back into this game for the Britons. Reese McKinsey, Bryce Williams, and Brent Cox making their way back out onto the floor for the Thunder. And Warjeka is going to make both of his attempts. Toko carries the ball across the half-court line for the Britons. He's looking for some kind of a pass. He can't dribble anymore. He heaves one down for Caden Ebling. Aiden Warjeka is going to try to steal the ball. Instead, he rips the ball out, but finds it out of bounds. So the Britons will retain possession. 16 seconds currently on the shot clock as Emmanuel Magnenglo subs into the game. Cortez Garland going to inbound this ball. And Garland inbounds the ball to Jawan Perry, who works the ball inside. Caden Ebling falls under contact and still knocks down 2 points. He's going to go to the line with a chance for one more. (61-48) in favor of the 6th-ranked Thunder. Caden Ebling is going to make a three-point play out of that possession. Aiden Warjeka brings the ball into the offensive zone. He's guarded by Chance Crittenden. Passes to Bowman. Bowman passes across the court to Cox. Cox passes across the court to McKinsey. McKinsey passes inside to Bryce Williams. Williams tries to force a pass to Bowman, and it's intercepted by Cortez Garland. They're going to call Cortez Garland for a double dribble on that play. Garland absolutely shocked. He and the ref currently talking it over. Garland appears to have no idea where that call came from. Ball's inbounded to Brent Cox. Cox passes it to Bowman. Bowman passes it to Warjeka. Ball finds itself on the right side with Bryce Williams. Williams gives it back to Nick Bowman. Bowman is looking for a pass to Bryce Williams. Nobody home. So that ball goes out of bounds and the Brits will take possession. (61-49) in favor of Trine. 6:10 remaining in this game. Aiden Warjeka tries to put up 2 points, and he throws up a floater over freshman Chance Crittenden. Jawan Perry looking for a pass. He finds Cortez Garland. Garland heaves up a long three and knocks it down. The Brits trying to make a run at this one. It's an 11-point ball game with 5:45 remaining. Bryce Williams trying to find a lane. He's stopped by Jawan Perry. Nick Bowman finds himself with the ball, puts up a long jumper. Offensive foul on the Thunder. That foul is going to come from number 2, Bryce Williams. So Bryce Williams, a force to be reckoned with in this game. Started this game, has played a ton of minutes for the Thunder, and yet that is his first foul of the game. No doubt a high IQ for Bryce Williams. Cortez Garland gives the ball to Chance Crittenden. Crittenden works it to the right side to Mark Toko. Toko works inside, passes outside to Jawan Perry. Nick Bowman playing tight defense on Perry. Perry tries to force a pass inside to Caden Ebling. Ball's taken by Brent Cox, given to Bryce Williams, and there's a call on the floor. The Thunder appear to have a player down. And that looks to be Aiden Warjeka. Brent Cox pointing to something on the floor, something he doesn't like, but we're not sure what that is. Maybe something that Warjeka slipped on, though. Referee's got to figure out exactly what happened, make sure that everyone talks about it, make sure that everybody gets the right call. Athletic trainer Whitney Williams is going to tend to Warjeka, make sure that he's all right. Whitney Williams, a well-experienced athletic trainer for the Brits, has even worked at the U.S. Open at Erin Hills. So Warjeka is up. Williams says he's good to go, and Williams is going to take care of whatever's on the court. All right, so as we try to get things started, the score is Trine 63, Albion 52, 5:23 remaining in this game. And Christian Knox finds himself standing at the free throw line, looking to shoot for the Thunder. He knocks the first down. Knox looks for his second attempt. He's going to knock that one down. And Mitchell Geller is going to sub his way back onto the court for Trine. Nick Bowman calling up Reese McKenzie. He wants both of them to play some tight defense. Cortez Garland is going to bring the ball across for the Britons. Reese McKenzie looking to play some defense on him. Juwan Perry sets a pick. Cortez Garland fakes one way, goes the other, puts up a short jumper, and he's fouled on that play. Mitchell Geller with that foul makes it his second. Cortez Garland makes his way to the stripe. Garland will knock down the first. He's got one more. He makes both. McKenzie hands the ball off to Bryce Williams. Williams gives it to Geller. Geller gives it on the right wing to Nick Bowman. Bowman goes across the court to McKenzie. McKenzie gives it to Bryce Williams. Williams gives it to Brent Cox. Brent Cox gives it back to McKenzie. There's that Thunder ball movement we've been talking about. Bowman gives it to Geller. Geller gives it to McKenzie, who heaves up a three-pointer and misses. Garland and Bowman went up for the rebound. Bowman fell over Garland's back, and that referee is going to call a foul on Cortez Garland. No intent there, just two guys going for the rebound, and Nick Bowman finds himself at the line. He's going to miss the first one in and out as Mark Toko comes up with that rebound. Toko gives the ball to Cortez Garland. Garland being guarded by Williams and Bowman. Cade Nebling wants to set a pick and help out. Garland gives the ball to Toko. Toko gives it inside to Cade Nebling, who bounces it off the rim. It falls through the net for 2 points, Albion. 4:18 remaining in this game. Trine up 9. Brent Cox gives it to Bowman. Bowman gives it on the right side to McKenzie. McKenzie being guarded by Mark Toko. He gives the ball inside to Mitchell Geller. Mitchell Geller gives it back to him. The ball is fumbled around the court. It's still maintained by McKenzie. That ball's deflected and picked up by Cortez Garland. Garland looking for his options, examining the terrain. Gives it to Juwan Perry. Juwan Perry, around the back pass, gives it straight back to Cortez Garland. Garland gives it right back to Juwan Perry. Perry looks to drive the lane. He's met by a wall. That wall's name is Brent Cox. Gives it back to Garland. Garland with a long jumper. He knocks down that jumper. 2 more points for the Brits. We've got ourselves a 7-point ball game. 3:33 left to go here at Kresge Gymnasium. And McKinsey's going to take the ball across half court, call timeout. So both teams will talk this one over. Jody May in his 13th season here with the Brits. Brits able to win this conference last year, regular season championship. The Brits were beaten in the playoffs last year by this Trine Thunder. And the Trine Thunder are led by Brooks Miller. Brooks Miller is in his 10th season. He's made his way across basketball around this country, even working as a graduate assistant to none other than Bob Knight at Texas Tech. Both coaches are going to talk things over with their team. Jody May looking for his boys to make a run. Brooks Miller just looking for his boys to stop a run. On the floor for the Brits, Chance Crittenden, Caden Ebling, Juwan Perry, Cortez Garland, and Mark Toko. On the floor for the Thunder, Nick Bowman, Aiden Warjeka, Brent Cox, Mitchell Geller, and Bryce Williams. Bryce Williams finds himself with the ball. He passes to Brent Cox. Brent Cox passes on the right side to Nick Bowman. Bowman looking to call some kind of movement. He gives it back to Brent Cox. Cox gives it on the left side to Bryce Williams. Williams gives it at the top of the three-point line to Aiden Warjeka, who wants to drive the lane. Mark Toko says, don't do that. Bryce Williams drives the lane. And he's called getting fouled by Mark Toko. Toko trying to draw the charge. And it's going to backfire and result as a defensive blocking foul. So Bryce Williams is going to go to the line. Mark Toko playing physical defense all game. That's his first foul. Bryce Williams is going to make that free throw. Toko is going to maintain his composure as he inbounds the ball to Cortez Garland. Garland looking for a pass. He gives it to Juwan Perry. Perry working the left side of the wing, trying to work his way around Nick Bowman, who leads the Thunder in steals. Cortez Garland going to put up a long three. He knocks that down. He's going to knock down a long three-pointer over Bryce Williams. Aiden Warjeka gives the ball to Bryce Williams. Bryce Williams passes it across the court to the newly subbed in Emmanuel Magnenglo. Magnenglo gives it to Nick Bowman. Bowman being guarded by Chance Crittenden. He gives it to Bryce Williams. Williams gives it off to Aiden Warjeka. Warjeka guarded by Juwan Perry. Tries to drive the lane. He can't, so he passes to Brent Cox. Cox passes inside to Magnenglo, who puts up a two-pointer, misses off the back of the rim, and that's rebounded by Chance Crittenden, but the ball is falling on the floor. It eventually finds itself with Nick Bowman for Trine. Bowman gives it to Williams. Williams gives it to Warjeka. And the referee is going to call a timeout for the shot clock just to make sure that the right number is lit up on there. Both benches on their feet. This game's not over yet, approaching the 2-minute mark as Bowman controls the ball. He passes down the right side to Brent Cox. Cox passes Bryce Williams, who gives it to Aiden Warjeka. Warjeka being guarded by Mark Toko, and they're going to call another foul on Mark Toko. So that's 2 trips in a row down the court, where Mark Toko thought he was fouled, and instead they called the foul on Mark Toko. And those possessions result in his first and second foul of this game. We got a timeout on the court. So 1:56 left in this one. Trine currently leading 70-61. Trine currently 8-0 on this season. As we said, they're currently ranked number 6 in the country. Albion currently 3-1. Their only loss coming at home to Hope College. Trine definitely has the advantage over Albion in the height category. Albion's average height on their roster, just a little over 6'3", while the average height on Trine's roster, just a touch over 6'6". And if you're a Trine Thunder fan, it's got to be comforting to know that you currently have no seniors on your team. You're going to return this entire roster next year, maybe. The referee's going to have a chat with the table. Just make sure that everyone's on the same page. The first horn sounds as Trine makes their way onto the court. Williams, Cox, Bowman, Warjeka, Mangnenglo. Albion makes their way out onto the court. Ebling, Crittenden, Toko, Perry, and Garland. So Warjeka is going to step to the line for Trine. 9-point ball game. He's going to try to add to that lead. Ebling finds himself with the ball at the three-point line. He tries to give the ball inside to Cortez Garland. That ball's deflected, eventually picked up by Bryce Williams. Juwan Perry comes down to play defense on Bryce Williams. Williams goes inside, doesn't like what he sees. He goes back outside, gives the ball to Warjeka. Warjeka guarded by Toko. Warjeka gives the ball to Cox. Cox hands it off to Nick Bowman. Nick Bowman being guarded by Cortez Garland, reigning MIAA Defensive Player of the Year. He's going to try to run out a few more seconds. 5 on the shot clock as Bowman works it across to Mangnenglo, who mishandles that ball, finds its way out of bounds, and the Brits will take over. With 1:13 remaining, they're down 10. Garland's going to bring the ball up for the Brits. Nick Bowman steps up looking to play some defense on Garland as Caden Ebling comes to help out. Garland passes to Ebling. Ebling looks for his options. He hands it back off to Garland. Garland looks for some space, puts up a long three-pointer, and it rattles around and finds its way through the net. 3 more points on the floor for the Brits. Jody May calls timeout. It'll be a full timeout. Devin Holmes has checked into the game for Albion. Referees are going to meet, have a discussion, go over all the details, make sure they're prepared for whatever situation comes next. Jody May is going to sit down, draw up some kind of a play on the whiteboard for the Brits. (71-64) in favor of the Thunder. Albion looking to make a comeback. No doubt have put up a fair effort against the number 6 team in the country without one of their starters playing this game. Warjeka passes to Bryce Williams. Bryce Williams is going to be fouled immediately by Mark Toko. So we're going to go to the line with 51.2 seconds remaining. Bryce Williams. His first attempt soon to be on the way. And that one falls. Chance Crittenden is going to sub into the game for Devin Holmes. And that one misses. It's rebounded by Nick Bowman. And Bowman is going to be fouled right away. Looks to be on Cortez Garland. And that's Bowman makes the first of his free throw attempts. And Cortez Garland finds himself with 4 fouls in this one. 48.9 remaining. Britt's currently down 9. Bowman looking to make it 10. He does not. Caden Ebling with the rebound, hands it off to Mark Toko. Toko bringing the ball down the court, tries to force his way past Bowman. He hands it off to Cortez Garland. Garland being immediately met by defenders. That ball's tipped. He passes to Caden Ebling. Caden Ebling spins through the lane, and he's going to be fouled. That foul is on Brent Cox, number 33 for the Thunder. And we've got a player kneeling down. Caden Ebling looks to be in some kind of pain. Pain might be strong. It could just be some discomfort. Athletic trainer Whitney Williams on the sideline ready to jump in there, but Caden Ebling says, no, I will not be leaving this game just yet. And Ebling will find himself at the line. Referee says, are you good? Caden Ebling says, of course I'm good. Ebling's going to miss the first shot off the front of the rim as Devin Holmes is going to return to the game. He'll be relieving Chance Crittenden. Ebling's second attempt, soon to be on the way. And he knocks that one down. Rolls around the rim for just a second. So the Brits now down 8 with 33 seconds remaining. Trine is going to inbound this ball again. And Christian Knox is going to sub his way onto the court for the Thunder. Warjeka with a long quarterback pass down the court. Nick Bowman is going to dunk that one. And the Brits find themselves down 10 with 27 seconds remaining. Cortez Garland making his way around a Caden Ebling pick. He puts up a basket. 2 points find their way through the net for the Brits. But they've got some work to do with not a lot of time left. Bryce Williams passes across the court to Nick Bowman. Nick Bowman going through the lane. And a foul looks to be called on the Brits. Caden Ebling's going to foul with 10.1 seconds remaining. Ebling's third foul of this game. Nick Bowman is going to return to the free throw line. Cortez Garland looking to heave up a long three-pointer from the logo, and he knocks those down. So that's all we wrote here, Kresge Gymnasium. The final score, Trine Thunder 76, your Albion College Britons 70. Trine controlled this game for most of the clock. But the Britons, playing the number 6 overall ranked team in the country, while also missing starter MJ Barnes, were not able to complete a comeback. We'll have some stats for you in just a second. Go over some game leaders for you. Trine's leading scorer tonight is Nick Bowman, scoring 27 points. He also leads the game. Your leading scorers for Albion are going to be Cortez Garland with 26 points and Caden Ebling with 25. Aiden Warjeka is going to be leading the Thunder in assists with 7, while Jawan Perry leads the Brits with 5. And when we look at the rebounds, Mitchell Geller is going to lead the Thunder with 4, while Caden Ebling leads the game and the Britons with 5. So, folks, as we said before, while we wish you could join us here in attendance at Kresge Gymnasium, we're just happy that you could join us at all. So we thank you for joining this broadcast. I've been Jake Moss, your commentator for tonight's game. Please have a great rest of your day. Thank you, and go Brits.